to this wonderful program. I don't want to call it a podcast because we are not in the studio. Actually, we're live streaming right now. But as you all know, how we always do it, we bring a guest and we interact and we we learn one or two things and we call it a day. Now, today will not be an exception. First and foremost, I want to appreciate all our subscribers, all our viewers who have been following us from day one. I want to say big thank you to you and to all the guests who have honored our invitation. I want to say big thank you to you. And also our guest today, I want to say big thank you to her also, even though I've not introduced her yet, but I'm still going to introduce her. So if you are joining us right now, please, like our usual thing, please kindly subscribe to this channel at Pastor Paulo Iloy on our Facebook. Follow us. And please kindly share this program, share it to people and let us learn together. I believe God is about to unleash some secrets, unleash some wisdom, and also unleash some things that life required for us, if you are planning to move from the point you find yourself into another level. And this program specifically is meant for people who actually really want to go into business, or people who are actually in the business and you are struggling with it, or maybe you have a vision, you have a concept, and you don't know how to manage yourself in the course of planning. I believe this program is meant for you, and I want you to sit back and learn. Today, by God's grace, I brought to you, or let me say, I bring to you a wonderful sister of mine. I want to call her a sister because I knew her for over a decade now. If not, I think we've known ourselves for a longer time. The reason why I saw for a decade because I knew her before I gained admission into OU. You understand? And we started as a customer. I understand. From customer, we became friends. Understand? So actually, before, for those of you who have been to OU before, you once you see her face, you will know her very, very well. She's the brain behind this magazine that go viral in those days. We call it Inside OU. Understand? So, and then from that time, I've noticed her that she's one of the top brand executive, even while she was still a student. Even when we graduated, she's still, commanding space when it comes to branding. And also she's a legal practitioner, and also she's an entrepreneur, she's a financial expert, she's everything. So that's why I brought her to this program to help us to deal with this powerful topic that I titled Effective Financial Business Management. So that's what we're looking at today. So I bring to you my wonderful sister, Jumoke Awe, the CEO of OCTO Group. She's going to analyze to us what are the things that encompasses OCTO Group when she starts speaking to us. Say hello to you, the viewers, Ma.
Good evening. Good evening to our viewers. You had a very nice day. We
Oh.
are here to learn from each other because there's still going to be probably a question at times that will drop my.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. She's not a shy person, no. Ha. She's not though, but she's coding for. By the time she starts speaking now, you understand that this is she's a woman of influence, and I want every one of us to take your time to learn. So in the next 10 minutes, let's say whichever way, between 5 to 7 or to 10 minutes, she's going to talk to us about our own understanding, our own perspective about what it takes to have an effective financial business management. There's difference between having a business and also the financial part of it. So how we can be effective in having a financial business manager. So I want her to take us in the next 5 to 10 minutes. And after then we'll start asking questions based on whatever she's going to give to us. And also some questions are already here for us to learn with. So sit back and enjoy the program. I bring to you once again, Jumoke Awe. Over to you, Ma.
Good evening. Yeah, when Pastor Paul gave me when I saw the flyer of what the focus of this talk show would be, it took me back, because sometimes when you want to talk about this, you use yourself as an example. So financial management. So before there's financial management, that means there is something to manage.
Yes, sir.
So let me not start from the finances part. That's money. There's actually something that brought about the money is your brand, is a product. So for us to understand this topic very well, we need to look at what has brought about the finances to be managed. So it is either your brand, your product, and your brand could be personal brand and could be other people's brand, or could be a product. So now, what is the product that you are selling? What is the personal brand that you are selling? How financially stable it is the brand. Can your brand last more than 5 years? Do you go viral on that brand, and the lifespan of that brand is just we are in a social media age, and the lifespan of the brand is just maybe 1 or 2 days. People talk about you and it's gone. So how do you sustain and preserve that brand? And that will bring me to financial management. So I'm going to be discussing the financial management for brand management, because it's brand management that brings about financial freedom. So now that you have identified what you are selling, the brand that you have or the product that you have, how sustainable is that? It is not when I have this bottled water, I'm able to make 10 million from this bottled water. How sustainable is that after that contract of 10 million that you have had from this bottled water? For instance, let's say I'm close to Pastor Paul, and his church in the UK is having a particular program. They say, oh, I need this certain amount of souvenirs from Nigeria from one of the products that you sell. Can you bring it to the EU? And I made maybe like 20 million in Naira. How am I going to scale on that particular amount? Is it sustainable? How do I manage that 20 million for like 3 months? How do I duplicate that amount of money? So now I'm going to, I call something the water code that I use in my personal finances. So and after this program, I want every one of us to put it into practice. You have a bottled water, or in Nigeria we call it a sachet of pure water, that's sachet water. Let's assume that sachet of pure water is your financial gain from a business that you have done. Let's say the financial gain is about 20 million naira. So let's make it, let me just get something so we can. So let's say since you have the 20 million naira with you, it is yours. So this water is mine. How do I make this water 10? How do I make it 20? How do I make it 30? How do I market it in such a way that someone that is close to Pastor Paul can ask me to, okay, hope I'm not doing adverts for this water. Someone that knows Pastor Paul can say, oh, this water you supply to the UK is very good. Can you supply us in our next church event? So that takes me to my thinking corner in my room and say, oh, as a business person, I need this water to get to many places. So what do I do personally? I say, okay, if I pour this water now on the floor and I take a walk around, that water is no more there. But if I take this water and tie it in different small nylons or in different type of cups, and I cover that water, travel to UK for 1 year, believe me, that water is still going to be there till I come back. So what am I trying to say with this analysis of mine is that you have to put your finances in such a way that it is safe and in not one place. Some people will call it, don't put your eggs in one basket. But I use this water because when you waste water, when you waste your finances, it dries up fast. By the time I take a walk outside of this place for 30 or 1 hour, or even to the next day, the water is no longer there because I didn't keep it in a safe place. I put it in a very water place that I just pour the water out. And yes, I still have water, but if you keep it in a cup and you put it in about 10 cups, you travel to the UK for 5 years. believe me, that water is still secure in that cup or in another small cup. So that is how you diversify your finances and make it stay for a longer time. And you may be thinking right now that, oh, I don't want to be jack of all trades, because that is what will come to your mind. Why do I sell water now to put my water in another 10 bottles? That is being jack of all trades. Like, do I have to venture into 10 businesses to be known? Do I have to venture into 5 businesses to be known? No. And I'm going to explain that very quickly. When Pastor Paul introduced me, he said, oh, we do a lot of things. Number one, I'm a business person. Number two, I'm a lawyer. Number three, I do marketing and PR. And the fourth one is I love finances. I love to duplicate my money. So that's why we created another business, which is OCTO Pay. Like, you need quick cash. Right now, you get it in your account. So I'm able to, and I do land banking as well. So I'm able to put all of this into perspective. And people ask me, how are you able to do this? As a lawyer that is into property, it's just like, lawyers are involved in property transactions and all of that. So that does come in very, very easily for me. So the time that in Nigeria now we are supposed to be in rainy season, and it's not really a good time for people in the property space that sells property, because number one, you're not going to be able to improve your estate. You are not going to be able to take clients to see, to view. So what am I going to be doing for 3, 4, 5 months that it's going to be raining in Nigeria? People always need money. I need to maybe set aside out of, we have 20 million that we are using as example, 20,000 as the case may be. Do I need to pull out 5 million, 500,000 or 5 naira out of 20 naira and put it in another business so that it can duplicate the amount when the business is down? What do you fall into? But we have to be careful in using this strategy. It's only for people that have really gone into business, face the up and down of business. Because if you are not well grounded, you have a downtime in business. You may not want to do it again. Be like, oh, this strategy doesn't work for me. So that is the proven strategy that you have to really follow in business and then come up with it. So, and at the beginning of this, Pastor Paul, I know that's your name. Let's get used to that. Pastor Paul made mention about a project that I used to hold. It's called the Brand Make Class. We hold it yearly at the hotel, like I think from 2015 to about 2019, thereabout. And we stopped, not because we don't have finances to run it, but I know as a business person, after coronavirus, the world at large faced a lot of changes. People would rather sit in their home, like I'm having this conversation with these viewers, and get the information. Why do people have to travel from some water, Badagry, Ikorodu, and come to a hotel to come and listen to our speakers? So you have to look at the trend in governance, in business, in the way the world changes at large. In Nigeria, things are expensive. So I just think that, okay, my sponsors, or I use my money, do I want to make people, like 500 people, come to a hotel, and people will not even come? Let's even say it's a paid event. And that has been what is sustaining my brand. That's really that will really have cut off my presence in the year 2019. That means I will not have anything to fall back onto. But I was, even in the midst of where I was like, after this coronavirus, that people are working from home, there's going to be a lot of dynamics to how people have meetings. Even some businesses will be like, oh, work 2 days, work from home. That's where we get the really work from home thing. And people are now really enjoying or subscribe to work from home. So you have to know, you don't have to be strict in your business model that say, oh, I cannot change. Oh, this business is my baby. Some of us have so much emotional attachment to a business and say, this business cannot work. This business cannot die in my hands. I know we are Christians, and I know most of our viewers will be Christian, and we will always preach and say, and leading on to a verse that says, nothing dies in my hand. But there are times that, although I need to modify this, I will look for something that is, I don't want to use trend, because I don't personally like to follow trend. I don't want to use the word trend. Look for a solution, because what will give you financial freedom as such that you'll be able to have financial management is solution. If I'm not home now, like I said, and I need food for the family, and I have this meeting, I just need to, there's an app, Child Day or something that provide solution. They would knock at my door and put it at my doorstep. In the US, it's called DoorDash. I don't know what to call it in the UK. That is a solution. So what you have to think instantly is, how do I create solution to mitigate this financial impediment that I have? So when you get financial stability again, you then think that, okay, scaling. You are selling 10. How do I increase it to 20? How do I increase it to 30, to 50? So I created another personal strategy that I call the one rich one. Most of us know that what really sells market is word of mouth. Oh, Pastor Paul is good. I used to work with him when I was in uni. When you need this, the time after uni, we are done from uni. And please come, you have to do this project. I introduced him to the owner of that project, and he jumped on it because it's word of mouth. We have left school. Some people left school and they've never even called thereafter. How do you manage your relationship? Most of us think, oh, I have to manage my business. One of the best currency you will ever spend in your business life is currency of relationship. And we don't manage it, we don't water it enough. We are a generation of people that just use this when they see you, they want to use it. But how well do you manage your relationship? Because that is the currency. When your money fails, this financial management that we are talking about, when you have a whole lot of money and it fails, you can actually have money and your money fails. And it is your relationship that it is a relationship that opens that door for you, that give you financial access to the places that you should not. Like I use Pastor Paul as an example because after uni, I think in 2010, everybody went their way. But when there was a space, I got distracted. There was a space for the kind of business that it does as at that time. It came into my mind. If you had messed that relationship up at that time, it would come to my mind, but he has a bad reputation already. I would not be able to recommend him.
Yeah.
So in the process of scaling your business, because that is how to scale, I introduce him to someone, that person. If he's good to that person again, that person will introduce him to yet another person. That is how you scale in business. But when you mess up a 2010 relationship, you don't know it's going to come and be an impediment for you to scale in 2020. It may even be an impediment for you to scale in 2030. So let's watch what we do when we say we want to scale. It may not be immediate. We may know somebody now, it may not be immediate, but when the time comes, that person would be a financial currency for you to sell. So when you are managing, when you are doing your financial management, you are learning, diving deep into it, please let us have it somewhere in our mind that relationship currency and management is very, very important, and it is vital to growth, because it is that particular strategy that will keep you scaling in your business. I think I've been able to answer that, because I can go on and on this, and we should know when to. That's very important. Know when to stop a business. Don't let us be too Christian in our thinking, and we say, "Oh, God has given me this." Know when to make it go down, and know when to reinvent and re-strategize and come up on board again. I think that is, and the key word on this is relationship management, which would eventually lead to your financial management.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think you really, you have done a great justice to this. In fact, you took it into another dimension that I wasn't really thinking I wasn't thinking in that direction at all. And I was like, wow, this is great. Now, let me just let's start this way, because I know you're a very busy person, and in fact, getting you, I know it's really, really a big deal. So I don't want to really waste much of your time. Now, let's start this way. You know, I mean, you're a PR, you're a legal practitioner, you are into real estate, and you're also into the financial money management, you understand? So now the question is just that, what exactly, let me start from you, because I should have asked this question even from you, because back then, you know, I used to look at you and say, how is this woman functioning everywhere? Now, what drives you? Do you just wake up and start doing things, or do you just think or something? What is that thing that is driving you, or how do you able to come up with ideas, and that idea never fails you? It works, except if you don't want to I know that brand make class that you talk about, you decide not to function, not to make it function. I know if you still want it to function, it will. Understand? So because I knew you, there's no concept or any idea that you brought into space that never trend. Now the question is, what is the motive? What is the drive? What is driving you? And how are you able to know that this idea and this concept would definitely work? How do you manage to call out your ideas and it come into profit for you? So what is actually driving you? So I want people to really learn, because some people are actually, they will be jumping from one idea to another, jumping from one idea, and you have almost five things you are doing, and those five things are really working well for you. So the question is, how do you manage, you understand, to what is that thing that is driving you, and how do you manage to maintain stability when it comes to materializing your idea? What you, man?
Well, the first thing for me is that I don't want to be ordinary.
Wow.
I don't, and I started enjoying it when in 2017, 2018, I used to write for the Nation newspaper.
Hmm.
Before this kind of what we call influencers is a thing, it's now
Yeah.
a thing, but I used to write for the Nation newspaper and or the magazine you talked about. And then when I was in uni, I knew that I could have access to the BC. Like when I want to interview them, they hope because you are press, the SUD presidents want to talk to me. I just is when there's the new eatery when I was in uni, they want us to come like what influencers do now. They want us to come and eat their food for free and write good things about them. If there's a new hotel, like the man is still my very good friend now. Limelight Hotel, people that went to school, they will say,
Yeah.
"Oh, can you spend the weekend in this place?" I might think, and in exchange for adverts. So there was no social media as such at that time, and I knew that it's a kind of celebrity. It's not that celebrity enters my head. I was doing celebrity with a solution because I made Osu enter the newspaper that Olabisi Onabanjo University. I would report in the Nation every Thursday. When I'm on holiday, I would do a Ecomium City People, Daily Independence newspaper. So I began to have a voice then, and I knew what it is to have a voice. So I said, oh, if my solution, my brand opens this kind of door for me, I don't want to be ordinary any longer. I remember my lecturer would come to class and say, where's JUMOKE? Well, I read about you in the newspaper today. So any Thursday, because the Nation publish my stories every Thursday, and any Tuesday that I want to send my stories and I'm tired. Because of that, because it's I don't, something sustain you, whether it's accolade or it's clapping or you get monetary value from that. When I was in uni, I wasn't getting money from writing. But something fuels me, the fact that people get to read about what I read, the fact that I would advertise students business and it make them sell more. So that is a fulfillment for me. So I feel like, oh, so providing solution actually brings fulfillment, not the money. I didn't become an entrepreneur because of money. So that is, and when I begin to get closer to Christ and read my Bible, there was this part of the Bible that I read that really said, no, I would never be poor. And you may ask me what it is. Maybe if I support will help you with that part. I can't remember the part. And it says that the word of the poor man was despised because he
Was
was
inspired because of, yeah.
poor. That
Mm.
means even if he has wisdom, so wisdom and
That's the book
people
of
think that when you are
Ecclesiastes.
smart, you should not be poor. When you have a
Mm.
solution, you should not be poor. The man is wise, is ironic, and you are poor. So because of that, is what we're despised. And
Mm.
it's happening in our today's world. I say, oh gosh, I got the rema. I would never be poor. So whatever solution I have to provide, but the one thing is at all, they should not sense someone that is eager for money, and that is what people are using today in they call it packaging. I won't want to use that word packaging or living beyond their means. When they want to go get contract, they look bigger, and that's the reality because they don't give someone that is poor money. No, they don't. So you don't have to look like you don't have to look poor. There's difference between false image and packaging and representing. It's in the Bible. His word was despised. the word of the wise man, that maybe that would have liberated that nation or that city. I have to go read that part again. They did not listen to him. It was despised because he was poor. So that means that when you are poor, when you don't have financial freedom, when you are not financially managed to be able to have financial liberation, your word, whatever you sell, will be despised because you are poor. So that really, I got the rema, like I kept, it's different layers of it that I can know. So if I'm selling pure water, they'll, even if I package the pure water, I'll be like, oh, pure water that does not have NAFDAC. Okay, let me give you another analysis. I'm in Magodo area right now, and I live on the island. There's a scoop of rice is 2,000 naira. A scoop of rice in Magodo about 2,000, but when you go to some other area, that scoop of rice is 200 naira or 500. And even if mama sells like rich food, it's someone that's maybe like Dangote will be like, oh, I don't want to eat that food. What did they use to cook it? What kind of water? But if you go to a very nice place, the environment would not make you even think that they don't cook nice. Even if at the back of their kitchen, they cook rubbish. But because of the environment, you will accept them. You will take pictures there. You will take pictures in that environment because it's welcoming. So that verse begins to manage my thinking that, oh, so if I'm selling this solution, if I'm having brand new class, number one, I need to do it at a hotel. Most of you know how much a hotel cost is, one of the biggest. So I needed to do brand new class. If I have the I know I'm going to talk because when I talk, I don't prepare. I talk from the app. So I know I'm going to talk about this. I would have presented like my event at the hotel was food free. People would stand. That I use red carpet from the entrance of a hotel. I need to look at like what I'm selling. So I knew that people that have not been to a hotel and see the flyer would come because they want to take pictures in the hotel, because they want to meet some of my speakers. If I put that event in somewhere in some quarter, no matter how big the speaker is, no matter what they are going to gain, they may not come. I may not have that full crowd. But because number one is in a hotel, number two, I have top speakers, people would come. When I have an event, I'm not scared that people will, because I know the strategy. So everything still goes back to the Bible. That's my backing. Why would I now sat down a wise man that have like that's the solution? Because in the days of the Bible, like this person have a solution to whatever may be happening, and it does not look like it. And whatever solution this man is packaging, they did not take it. If this water would quench their thirst, because the man does not look like the brand, the advice is selling, they won't take it from him. So no matter what brand you are selling, if you don't look that part of representing Christ, let me come to church. Let me take us to church a little bit. Having a brand value, nobody would buy that solution from you. We're contemplating, I'm launching an estate next week on Tuesday, and we're contemplating on the price that we're going to put on the estate. We know the market value around what they're saying. And I told them, add 2 million on that property. And my team was like, are you sure? I said, add it, but I'm going to do something that will make them appreciate. And I said, okay, maybe we'll postpone for another 2 weeks and put in something that will make them appreciate that value. When you say value, transaction, going back and forth on money is not going to be a thing for you. And I'm going to explain that very quickly. When you are pressed, when you are really pressed in the market in an open space, in Nigeria, they pay to use public restroom. You will not even care at that point that they say, oh, you are going to use my restroom for 200 naira, 2,000, and you would pay it not to embarrass yourself. So when you create value beyond the need of people, they will pay for whatever you are saying. But it's not as if I'm going to now put on the estate and it's looking at me. The cost of money would not be an issue. It is tested. That's why I don't use book. I don't use book. I don't prepare for my talk because I do business. I'm going to be bringing examples. So I can then go to the market and compete. At that time, you are not selling. I'm not competing with price. I'm competing with the value that I'm giving you. Let me bring it home a little bit. People do CS registration. When you come in for CS registration, I say I don't do it again, because everybody does it. But people that want to do CS registration for me, I tell them, you know what you get? You have constant advisory service. So that is added value. It is in business. What is the added value you are bringing to it? You are into photography. What do you do again? Aside that, can you help people turn their photography to film? Can you do added? What is added service you are bringing to you? People, I see advert. I see advert, they do limited liability for XYZ amount of money. And I tell you, this is how much I do mine. Because you will buy this bottled water in traffic in Lagos for 200 naira. You go to a hotel and buy this for 5,000 naira, you would not complain because there's something that is called added value. The ambience is okay. There's probably AC there. There's you can snap picture and post and people will comment. So you are gaining something aside that water. So whatever product you are selling, what is the added thing that you are selling to them? And I'm going to just close this question with do what they are doing. Everybody sells land. Do what everybody is doing. But again, do what they are not doing. Do what they are doing. Do what everybody is doing. Absolutely, by all means, sell pure water. By all means, cloud. By all means, sell land. But please, the thing that would scare you in that business is then do what they are not doing. So that's it.
Jesus Christ. You know, let me help you out with the scripture you were trying to quote the other time. Because when I read the scripture again right now, I was like, am I even seeing this in this perspective before? That scripture was actually in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 16. Okay. You know, it was Solomon that was, you know, it's one of the proverbs of Solomon, understand? It said that it said wisdom is better than strength. Now, it now said, but the wisdom of the poor is despised. Nobody listening to their wise counsel. So I understand what you're trying to say, that even though if you are wise, but if you are poor, people will not listen to you because you are not commanding value. You will not be able to influence people. Now it's making me I just want to buttress what you said. I remember many years ago, you know, after I left school, I was trying to penetrate into market. You know, Lagos competition when it comes to creating value is very, very competitive, especially if you are coming on, you are just coming up. So I was struggling to find someone to work with, you know. But one day, a friend of mine from OOU, you know, he was working with one big company. They call it Talon Group. If you know Talon Group in Lagos, they have all branches all over Nigeria. They're international brand. So they want to do a documentary for that company. So my friend was working in that country as the only black manager among all the whites there, understand? So he called me, can you do this documentary? I said, documentary, can you send me the sample of how it looks like? He now sent me a sample of what they wanted. I said, okay, I will definitely work it out. So I called a friend, you know, one of the big media head in Winners Chapel, actually my friend. So I called him and he gave me something that was better than the sample that the guy sent. It was, then there was no AI, but it was, the creativity was mad. Everything was, oh, Jesus Christ. And I presented to that my friend. And my friend presented it to the board. And I quoted, I think that time, I was talking about, I quoted 6 million naira. Because back then I was still, I've not even seen 1 million in my life. So even putting, when I even put 6 million, I was shaking. But when they presented it, do you know what they said? They said, this concept, because I have a friend that designed the documentary for Eco Atlantic. So the people that did the advert, they did the video. I know the guy who did it. So he gave me the prototype. That's what I presented to that company, because those guys are ready to help me to produce the same production. And they look at it and say, are you sure that this person who presented this Eco Atlantic documentary is charging 6 million naira? Are you sure that this guy can do this job? So what they were expecting me was that they were expecting me to quote like 30 million, 40 million, 60 million. So for me, quoting 6 million is like I am a poor person. That no, my presentation was good, but my budget doesn't fit what they required for. And that's how I lost that project. So my friend said, no, they are not going to give me the job because my budget was Jesus Christ. That was how I missed. I won't say missed. That's how I missed the opportunity. They now give it to someone who his own they have to use my own prototype and show it to the person. Can you produce something like this? Because that person quoted, I think, roughly like 30 million, and they gave it to that guy. So that's why I understand what you are trying to talk about when you also say something like by being not ordinary. Being not ordinary is a state of mind, ability for you to go beyond what you don't even think that you can do. You have to push yourself. Now, this now brings us to this question that, fine, you've said something about you don't like to be ordinary. I've seen you doing things, trying to make things work, and it does work. And if you don't know this woman, she's looking so simple. If you know some of the project, if you are watching me right now, you want to do any project in Nigeria, understand? I'm talking about project. I'm not talking about project in 100,000. I'm talking millions. Understand? This woman will help you spend your money effectively. Understand? And you will see the result. Now, I've seen events she has done in the past, classic events. So don't say because she's doing this live with phone, you think she know. I know what I'm talking about. So let's just leave that part for now. Now, how do you for effective financial management in a business? You spoke about solution, scaling, relationship. Now, how do you manage when problem arises? How do you manage problem? What are the major problems that someone can face? And how can you scale through? You understand? How have you been able to scale through? Because if you are still standing after years of doing business and you are still standing and you are standing strong, now you have family, the question is, how do you manage problem? So I want you to tell us what are the major problems someone can face when you are trying to build a financial stability for your business. What are the major problems that someone can be ready for this kind of problem? And when it comes, these are the things you can do. So I want you to use yourself as an example. What are the major problems that you have faced in your business, and how are you able to escape through them? For those who are planning to establish themselves also in that life. Maybe after this program, she will still analyze to us very, very well what she does very, very well to us. Over to you, ma.
Okay, financial number one, it's sometimes we are stuck in project planning because there's no finances. That's if you ask 90% entrepreneur, I feel like, oh, I don't have help. Even I have help, I would have done with it. But again, okay, let's pick one or two. Financial impediment is one. They ask you to supply 10 bags of rice. Or I ask my site engineer, can you take on this project? This project to do a gatehouse cost 30 million. If you are the site engineer and I say, I'm going to advance you 70% of that, means you have to go and source for it. There's a big project and you don't have money to do it. That might make me think you're not really capable to run that project, and I will not give it to that person. Personally, that is me. So finances can really affect business as such that if you face it over time, you want to give up. But such time, you remember why you started, who you are, and look at what you will do. Again, let me use, because I'm speaking to Pastor Paul, let me use an example again from what I learned in the Bible. I think when they asked Moses, when he was asked, what is in your hands? So I ask my viewers now, when you are faced with challenges, when you cannot go front, you cannot go back to the back in business, what do you have in presently? What is in your hands? Like today, I'm not home. I should have said, oh, I'm not in a comfortable place to, but whatever. In fact, when we want to start this, there was no earpiece. He said, get earpiece. I quickly have to ask for just to make it happen. At that time, what is in your hands? Make do of what you have. And he looked at it and he said, is a rod. And that rod can do wonders. Even when Jesus wanted to feed, he used what he had. Because these are multitude of people. He didn't look at the challenges. What they have is what he prayed on. So that thing that you have, okay, they have given me a brief of 20 naira. And they asked me to complete with the 30 naira. The brief is 50 naira. What do I do? Use your human capacity. Call people that you have around you, or prove to them that you can do it. Start, even if you say, okay, I can only start with 1,000 blocks with my own money, do it. Then your integrity can now speak for you. For an engineer that has been good in the past, getting 4,000 blocks from people he has bought blocks from on credit till the time the owner of the estate would pay him should not be an issue. I talked about financial, about using human capital, human currency, relationship currency. At that point, what do you have? I have friends. Don't be see. It is when you are not grounded in that you say you don't borrow. It is when you are not good. Dangote still borrows, or they borrow. You can go read about it. They don't use their money. I'm still going to talk about using other people's money. Most of us must have read that book. It's called OPM, other people's money. Look at what you have. Look at other people's connection. Oh, Pastor Paul, I need something in around where you used to stay in Nigeria. Can you give me this person's contact? They quote it for me on the island for this amount of money. Can you get somebody for me in Magodo to do it cheaper? I'm spending my currency using Pastor Paul as an extension. So look at what you have. It is not everything. It is not money. Most of these entrepreneurs, business owners today, what they will tell you is, I don't have money. What is it that I can spend? And I'm going to use an example again. For you, I need a drone shot of the estate. I needed to show people. It's not just to say my estate is 5 minutes away from Dangote. My estate is 5 minutes away from Lakampa Tropicana, or it's 5 minutes away from the Simi Lagos and Alori City. I needed to show it. One of the days that people speak picture sales, video sales, real practical example. I needed the drone shot to show this is this point. This is the new airport along the Lekki Ekpe Expressway, and this is 5 minutes away from the estate I'm selling to. I cannot, people in the US, people in the UK, people in Nigeria that have not been to that area before could not comprehend. But if I use a drone shot to achieve this and show them real time, and I do virtual viewing, it would sell more. And so what do I need to do? Invest in someone that can do that to drive home my point very quickly. What if I don't have a drone? I contracted it out to somebody to do for me. If in that space, I'm not in photography and video, it's not really my space. So I can use people's network to say, this is how much quote I'm getting in this area that can you get it cheaper from? Let me see your work. And I'll be able to do that kind of work. So please, what is in your hand? When you are faced with challenges, business challenges, you cannot go forward, you cannot go backward. Remember, go back to your base. Base is know who you are. Go back to base of where it has happened previously in the Bible and look at what they did. And I'm going to, in law, we call something judicial precedent. What is judicial precedent? Judicial precedent is when something out this case, you go to as the case was in Ganifa State 1994, 1994, 1995. As the case was decided then in 1994, you bring it forward and rely on the evidence of that case to prove your point. Now bringing it back home, it has happened. Oh, when I was in uni, I did this. This is how I did it. This is how I was able to scale through. If you don't have previous experiences, what do you back on? Because we all have secrets room. Our secret room, what do you back on as a Christian? Oh, it has happened before. We use it in the Bible in the days of Babalola, in the how Christians pray. So we call, I don't know what to call it in Bible, but in law we call it judicial precedent. We go back to a case that is similar and use the result of that, of the decision of that case, or the ruling, the decision, whatever, the judgment of that case, back to my Lord, as it was done in this case. I prayed, we use it to get a justice of the same manner. So if in the earthly world we can use that to get justice, as a Christian, rely on those things. As a personal being yourself, as a brand personally, rely on it and say, oh, when I did this, when I was faced with challenges in uni, when there was this example, it's called the Parrots, but it's more of a gossip magazine. They did not have the kind of influence my kind of magazine have in school, because they would not, a Parrots magazine would not go to the beach and they would listen to them. But because I do it like a magazine, newspaper, more of a serious, and I try to balance it. That still brings me back, do what they are doing, do what they are not. I was able to bring the owner of that part to start writing my own magazine. You know, say, can he have a pull-out, like a page? And you see, so that is strategy. It was really going to be like, oh, people are, it's like what they call Gist Lover of today, one popular blog in Nigeria. People are afraid of, but say, can you come on board? This was like a threat for me then. But we have to have a conversation and say, this is not going to be a threat. That is, I didn't use money. I didn't say, oh, please get him out of business or try to force that person out of business. Collaborate. This is not competition. Collaborate. Think. Go to your thinking zone and think. What do I have in my mind? What brain do I have? What strategy do I have what kind of people do I have to use to push this to reality? So don't always think of money, 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 money. Yes, money is good. You're not going to go and sell your brand and say, this is JUMOKE, well, give me free cement, give me free iron rod, give me free gate, give me free paint. I want to paint my estate. No. But what human capital can I spend? What is in my hand? What do I have to use? So please let us, like it is in the legal word that we use judicial precedent, look at when you have been stalked before and so what do I do at this time? Look at it. It may not help you fully. Look at your human resource and use them. I think that is what has worked for me, and I like to talk with this strategy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so. I think that's actually my own. Also, that's my own strategy also, because I think the best currency, just like you have said, I'm just re-emphasizing, is human capital, because most of the projects I've done in my life, understand, they are way above the budget, and I executed it because I have good relationship with people. You understand? I have a relationship with people. I'll just call this, give me the best discount that you can give me. I'm your friend. I'm going to do this. How much can you give to me that it will not affect you? You understand? I remember the very first brothers and sisters program that I planned when I was the brass coordinator in my fellowship. The very first event of it, whereby we did a dinner, in fact, we budget close to 1 to 2 million naira back then in the university, and we are all students. You understand? So, and how we plan it, I called a meeting, and who do you know that can give us a bag of rice? Understand? How can we get it? And lo and behold, we did the program. People came from. It was fantastic. People thought we spent a lot of money. No, it's just. Thank you so much for that. So, human management, human capital, human resources is very important when it comes to effective financial management. So, I have just 2 more questions to ask before I release you. I'm so sorry. And so I have this question I want to ask you. Please, can you explain the difference between somebody who is making profit and somebody who is making money? Are they two different? Is it different? Because when it comes to business, understand, and when it comes to finances, I want you to just help us, because I'm getting it confused sometimes that, are you really making profit or you are just making money? So can you tell us what is your own perspective to someone in business? Can you tell us, okay, with this, you are making profit. Oh, this, you are just making money, you are not making profit. So is there any differences? Please explain to us, ma. I think you are muted, though. I can't hear you, ma. Okay, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. Yes, there are clear cut difference between the two, and I would like to rely on the exact word of blessed memory, MKO Abiola. He said it in Yoruba. They asked him a question that where did he see all of this money that he's spending? And please permit me to say it in Yoruba, because that was the exact thing he said. I will say it in English later. He said, that's when you put water in the drum, the one that overflows out of it. That this one that you are seeing that there is a lot of money is the profit, is it on sheku ni ori owo lano. That was his response. That is the overflow that he's spending, not the real money, that he has not even put hands in his capital. In today's world, we are quick to show like we have money. We are quick to have one business breakthrough and want to grab the latest, cannot reinvest it. Profit is after you buy something of 2 naira, you sell it for 1 naira, then out of that 1 naira, you reinvest 50 naira, 50 kobo out of it. That 50 kobo is your profit. After you have reinvested, not the. Do you understand? So that is what Abiola said, and I'm a word person. I like to, when you tell me something, I really like to go back and really dissect it. If you are spending the overflow of money, that is, you are not even touching it. So your real profit has been invested. So the excess one, the extra one, is now the one that you now spend. So making money is you did this project, did the project of 15 naira, you made 17 naira, and the 20 naira you bought car, you bought house, you bought on the 20 naira you bought house, you bought this. That is making money. You spend it. But someone that is spending profit, making profit, will reinvest the profit and get whatever the profit has brought. I don't know if it's not
Yes, I get you.
So making money is everybody you can do a transaction and they can call you for a brief now, and maybe you use 10 naira to utilize it, and your gain everything after fuel, everything you paid your staff. I mean, like, oh, I have extra money. That extra money you have is not your gain. You have to reinvest that money. It's not your profit, rather. Reinvest it. So whatever you get out of that investment is actually your profit. But
wow,
we just support it for the immediate, like if I've settled everybody, all of my team on this project, maybe I'm a cinematographer now, or the crew guys, the hotel, the this, the that has been settled. So you'll be like, what I will take home to my wife is 200,000, which is my gain. That is not your gain. When you have invested that 200,000, and that 200,000 is now giving you 20 naira every month, it is your gain. Then you do the same thing again. You follow the circle. You reinvent the wheels. That is how to build a sustainable. That is why you asked me a question that how have I been able to, like, when you follow that strategy, it's really tough. It is delayed gratification. What I mean delayed gratification is that you don't even, at some point, you may not even look like the money you are making because you know where your money is going to. So when I use that strategy over and over and over, that you are balanced. You are not really out of money because you have other things bringing that income for you. So if you have a low time, at least you have invested that money somewhere, and that will keep you balanced for at least till the next one comes. But because you have already spent the 200,000 you make on that profit, on that business at a go, and it's your profit, you tell people it's your profit. And see, I don't want to dive into tithing. We will take that money and use it to tithe, which is good. I even can do more than 10%. I don't mind. But you have to gain financial clarity, delayed gratification, because that money is one, nobody can ask you for that money. It is you are the alpha and omega of that money. In as much as you are the alpha and omega of your profit, do not spend your profit after we have done what is required of us in the Christendom. Please reinvest that money. Whatever you get from that money is what is your profit.
Wow.
So that is what Abiola said. Eri owo, ori owo la na. So that's the overflow. When you pour Coke in a cup, there's overflow. The overflow is what he's spending. He has been spending that people thought, oh, he's spending. He has not even touched. So that will keep him stable. By the time the overflow finishes and it starts to, before he gets to the end of the drum, something financial capital, human capital will come into saving. His past records will come into saving because he has not even touched it. So that is how to build financial stability. Because if we say, oh, this money is mine, I blow it off, let them know that I've arrived. Those people that have scorned me, let them know that I can buy a big car. Let them know that I've done this. Reinvest back into your personal brand. Into your business. It's tough. You may not be married to my township, but you did this project. Your wife will tell you, oh, yeah, it's time we live large. It's time I change my car. It's time I do this. But no, as a smart financial stable person, you delay gratification and reinvest into your personal brand and your business. Personal brand is clothes, look good. At least buy a comfortable car that I can drive you to where you can get more breathe. But don't overspend your profits. So that's the clear-cut difference that I have for that person.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving us your time. If you're watching us, please kindly help us subscribe to our YouTube channel at Pastor Paulo Inloye, so that anytime we come up like this, you'll be the first to hear us. Actually, we're still building a community together. I'm not in a hurry. I know we'll get there by God's grace. On Facebook also, Pastor Paulo Inloye. I want to say big thank you to our wonderful guest. I would have loved to call her a pastor, but she...
I'm far from it. I love God. People are like you that God have come.
Whichever way it may be, well, we are all called, we are all called, you understand? It's just that we occupy offices, you understand, in different perspectives. So we are generally all called, you understand? So, and I believe that you have ministered to people. But to be very frank with you, I just want to make some, well, for those of you that you might be joining us late, and she has said a lot, but there are some few points that she has mentioned about, and she said something about do what they are doing, but do what they are not doing. Understand? If you have a business, he said everybody can, you see, you can copy anything and you can do the same, but what are the things that they are not doing? That is what you should do. I think I learned that from her. And also she emphasized on human capital, that it is not even the currency that really matter when you want to execute any project, any. He said human capital is supposed to be at the forefront, that when you make use of human capital, it allows you to escape through. And how can you get human capital when you have good character, integrity, you understand? So good relationship, you understand, can allow you to enjoy human capital. And also, she also talks about when you create value beyond the need of the people, they will definitely go into patronize it. So I mean, she has mentioned some important things in this wonderful segment. So I want you to go back and watch this live program over and over and over again. And before we go, I want us to really tell us about our company, OCTO Group. I want her to really share with us what this company is all about, because the last time I heard from her, it was brand new class that I know. But now it is OCTO. If I even myself, I am behind. Hey, God help me. So so if this woman that I'm hosting, well, it is well. Maybe me too. I need to come for it. I might be in the UK, but a lot is happening in Nigeria. So please, I want her to tell us exactly what OCTO Group is all about and explain to us the business concept, and if people really want to consult you, how can they get you, and what are the procedures, and how do you just tell us about OCTO Group, and we'll call it a day. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. The OCTO Group, from the name, let me just explain to people, because Pastor Paul said I do a lot of things, and that business is, I registered it in 20, 2000 and just 2 years after I gained admission to the university. So that should be 2007. So I registered it first as OCTO Concept. And when I was going to pick the name, I realized I could do a lot of things. And that is octopus. Octopus has so many legs. That's where I got the name Octo. Octopus is just one animal that touches so many places at a time. So that, I think that's where I get the stability. Like I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. So I told my sister, she said that octopus is animal. That I said, okay, Octo Consult. So that's where I got the name from. So OCTO Consult does so many things, but over time, you fine tune your business. Number one, I'm a lawyer, so we have OCTO Legals, giving free legal service to our clients, land transaction, and we know, lawyers are into property, so we have OCTO Properties, which are into real estate. We sell a different kind of property, like a different kind of property. And I'm going to emphasize that. I keep saying it every time. We are one of the property companies that I will say we have no payment plan, except maybe I know Pastor Paul and say, oh, JUMOKE, it's me that is buying it, but we don't do payment plan. We don't advertise payment plan. We don't do buy a plot of land, get a bag of rice. We don't sell that kind of property. So yeah, so that we sell a different, and we hold your hands every step of the way, to realization of your dream home. Then I carefully craft my message, because I'm a content writer. I write, so I know the kind of good content to put on a brand. So there's a company I call OCTO Consult. That's where I started from, OCTO Consult, PR, marketing, and all of that. So it's still a part of that business. Then during coronavirus, I noticed that a lot of people need quick money. It is not only when, what brought about OCTO Pay is, it is not only when you don't have money that you cannot spend money. Sometimes your card in Nigeria, your card will not work, your transfer will not go. You just need that quick cash. So we call something no more insufficient. On the page on Instagram, it's called OCTO Pay. no more insufficient fund. Maybe you forgot your card at home and you're already at the filling station where there are a lot of queue and you just need like immediate 10,000 naira to buy that fuel. When you get home, you pay back. Or some of us have called our friends, oh, give me 20,000. When I get home, this client will pay me tomorrow, I'll give you. It's not as if you don't have that money, just need it immediately. Or maybe you call your wife at work, they help me send 20,000 to my cousin. When I get back home, when I'm free, I will be able to. So when you are in that kind of, that's why I call my business solution. When you are in that kind of impediment, you can always call on OCTO to credit whoever you want to credit. So it's no more insufficient fund. You get cash whenever you need it, but it's not a lot of cash. It's from 10,000 to 1 million naira instantly. And we do the models that we have put in place to get our monies back. So those are the 4 business that we do. I'll put all of this together to create OCTO Group. So it's just any solution, we provide solution in none of this area: housing, legal, financial solution, and PR solution. So that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. And also, I will also add this to this. If you want to do any event, you also plan event too. So you can contact us. I'm talking about big event too. It is well. All right. Thank you so much, Ma, for coming on this program. I want to say big thank you to
I'm
you.
sorry, my phone. I'm using phone for this. I'm not in my comfort.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's understandable. It's understandable. Because I know you're a woman of quality. So I know you very well. So it's understandable.
my own office at home where I can actually set up but
Yeah.
you're not home. But I just have to make this work for support.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. That's also part of human resources to human capital. You understand? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So if you are joining us, please kindly help us share this program. Kindly help us send it to people. Let them learn. Let them come and hear what they really need. And also, if you want advice, if you have any business advice, we have a business idea and you need advice on how to go about it. Maybe you have a concept, you can still contact her. You understand? She will give you advice. Understand? When it comes to business idea, for somebody who is operating almost 5 different kind of businesses and it is striving, then she's trusted. I believe she's a lawyer. Understand? So she can help you to put some legal procedure to help you protect your business plan, your business concept. She didn't even tell me this, understand, but I know what she can do. So thank you so much, Ma, for doing this for us. Once again, her name is Barrister JUMOKE, understand? So she's there for us, and I believe God Almighty will keep strengthening you in the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you for joining us, all our viewers from Nigeria and from every part of the world. I believe you have learned 1 or 2 things, and I want you to keep listening to us, keep watching us, and I believe that we'll keep bringing quality content to you. And I hope that before the end of this year, we'll all look back and say, I have learned 1 or 2 things, and I will give glory to God. See you next.
Thank you.
Or 2 weeks to come. I don't know, but we will be meeting in the second Saturday in